Hello everyone, this is the teaser video for this coming Sunday, August 2nd. Yes, we are in August already. And the title of my sermon is Time Warp. So if you're someone who's my age, that whole idea of time warp might take you to some Midnight Madness movies or something like that. If you don't know what it means, it's probably better for you. But I was a big fan of the movie in which the time warp was in. It's just part of what we did in my senior year, pretty much junior year of high school during the summer and everything. But again, if you don't know what that refers to, yeah, you're probably better off. But what really got me thinking about the idea of time warp was as soon as I bought our house, one of the things we wanted to do is get the landscaping and get flowers, and we kind of want a colorful, low maintenance process around our house, which means flowers that are more perennials versus the annuals. You want flowers that bloom in different seasons, so you have color throughout. But one of the things I noticed that when you're starting out with new plants and stuff, and the roots aren't deep enough, they're really, really affected by the weather. And believe it or not, in Pennsylvania, we tend to have some very hot and dry summers. So I always thought it was interesting that by the end of the day, some of the plants are wilting. And when you go out and water them that night, the next morning they look brand new. They look better than ever. And I always felt that it kind of looked like a time warp. They went from death to life in a matter of hours. And again, it would happen the next day and the next day. It just kind of got me this idea of, time elapse and things changing so quickly. And that leads me to my passage about Psalm 103, verses 15 through 18. Psalm 103, verses 15 through 18. And you'll see, as I was talking about landscape, and this passage is talking about grass, and it's talking about mankind and how we are. So with this reference or comparison in Psalm 103, again, verses 15 to 18, comparing men or mankind to grass and flowers, what does this passage kind of mean to you as you read that? I mean, there's some obvious things to it, but it's interesting. I think as mankind or as individuals, we usually have pretty high opinions of ourselves, and here's going to be a tough thing to swallow. Most people are not remembered more than a generation or two, and then they're forgotten. I know some of us think, "Oh, I'm going to be legendary. Everybody's going to remember me." I mean, think of your relatives and how many can you remember fondly. Now, I'm not talking about names you've looked back up in a family tree, but people that you've met that you can remember fondly. I know this is going to be sad, but I don't remember my grandparents. That's only one generation from my parents. I was the youngest of four boys. My grandparents were pretty old, and my parents did not visit. We were not a close-knit family, so they did not visit their parents very often. So if they didn't visit their parents, we didn't visit them. I know my one grandmother was at my wedding, but she was in severe stage of dementia at that time, so that was the last time I remember her. My dad's parents, I don't remember the last time I saw them. I might have been 12 or something. But yeah, I saw them a couple times my whole life. So when we talk about memories, this thing's going to be talking about what are we passing down to the next generations. So that's what I want you to look at and dig into and be able to talk about and be prepared for church, but also be able to talk about in Sunday school. So until then, take care and be safe.